Here we are going to explain one more important application of Bernoulli's theorem. The dynamic lift, or sometimes we call it as the airlift. What dynamic lift is? Dynamic lift is the force which acts perpendicular to surface of the body because of its motion in a fluid. We got very important two examples of dynamic lift. One is lifting of airplane when it is take off, when it take off out of the surface, and other is the swing of ball. We will see one by one. This is the airfoil. This is airfoil. We are considering this as the airfoil. It is constructed with a particular design. This is airfoil. This is airfoil. Now, let us consider this is the airplane, model of airplane made up of paper. Everyone of us might have played with this type of airplane of paper in our childhood. I also used to do so. At that time, we don't know anything about the aerodynamics, but we, as a paper craft, we used to do this one and used to play with this plane. These are the two wings of the plane. Now, the wings of the plane are designed in such a way that if we take a cross section of the wings of the plane, it is of this type, airfoil type. The cross section, if I take a cross section of these wings and if I look at the cross section here from this side, it will be like this one. Cross section of the wing will be like this one. And this we used to call it the airfoil. This is the airfoil, what I call. Let the plane is moving in this direction. The plane take off in this direction. And let us consider these are the streamlines of the air. Because of its particular shape, the streamlines of air at the bottom side, below the wing, below this wing, the streamlines are parallel to each other. And as the upper portion is a little bit curved with a special design that we call it the aerodynamic design, the streamlines above this airfoil are curved and they will come close to each other. In another way, we say that the same air has to travel through the distance, and in order to travel a distance from this much distance travel, in order to travel this much distance, the air particles above this airfoil has to travel more distance than that of the streamlines which are below it. And because of these two reasons, one reason is that the streamlines are crowded here close to each other, area of cross section is less, its velocity is more. Here the velocity of air below this point is less, it is equal to V2. Obviously, V1 is greater than V2 because of two reasons. The streamlines are crowded, this is one reason, and other reason is that the streamlines which are passing above the airfoil has to travel more distance, therefore they need more velocity. Then before takeoff, the height of these wings is same from the surface, therefore potential energy is same, and using Bernoulli's principle, P1 half of rho into V1 square is equal to P2 half of rho into V2 square. Now V2 is the velocity from the bottom, therefore the pressure which is always perpendicular to the surface. Pressure is always perpendicular to the surface. Therefore, pressure upside P2 and pressure downside P1. As V1 is greater than V2, obviously you will see that P2 is greater than P1. This upside pressure is more because it has less velocity. Less velocity, more pressure. More velocity, less pressure. Therefore, the pressure difference between the two, P2 minus P1 into area is equal to the upward force acting on the wings. It is the upward force acting on the wings, and because of this upward force, the airplane used to lift up, and when it becomes more than that of the weight, the plane take off in air. Very simple thing it is. The velocity upside is more, therefore pressure is less. Velocity downside is less, pressure is more. Therefore, the pressure which is perpendicular to the surface from downside is more, pressure which is perpendicular to the surface from the upside is less. Therefore, net pressure is in upward direction. Therefore, net force is in upward direction. And because of net force acting in upward direction, when it becomes more than the weight of the plane will be lifted up in air. This type of lift is called as the airlift. Now again we will have another example of airlift, that is swing of a ball. क्रिकेट खेळताना खूप गंमत होते, म्हणजे ज्यावेळी बॉल स्विंग होतो तेव्हा बॅट्समन बीट होतो, आणि बॅट्समन कसा बीट होतो याचं एक खूप छान उदाहरण आपल्याला या डायनामिक लिफ्टच्या मदतीने सांगता येतं. आपण असं गृहीत धरूया की ही पिच आहे, पिचवर इकडे बॅट्समन आहे आणि हा बॉल टाकतोय, हा बॉलर बॉल टाकतोय, एका उंचीवरून बॉल टाकतोय. बॉल याला रोटेट न करता बॉल टाकतोय, बॉलला रोटेट नाही करत, फक्त बॉल तो फक्त असं टाकतोय. हा क्रिकेट बॉल आहे, हा बॉल फक्त तो टाकतोय, याला स्पिन नाहीये, हा रोटेट होत नाही, हा नुसताच टाकतोय. त्यावेळी काय होईल? काय नाही होणार. त्यावेळी काय होणार? ह्या स्ट्रीमलाईन अशा पास होतील, पुढे त्या असं पास होईल आणि हा बॉल प्रोजेक्टाईल मोशननी इथे पडेल. आणि इकडून जाणाऱ्या स्ट्रीमलाईन, वरून जाणाऱ्या स्ट्रीमलाईन एकमेकाला पॅरलल असतील, इक्विडिस्टंट असतील. त्याच्यामुळे या स्ट्रीमलाईनच्या मुळे होणाऱ्या व्हेलॉसिटीतला फरक, या स्ट्रीमलाईनमुळे होणाऱ्या प्रेशर मधला फरक काहीही असणार नाही. आणि मग सरळ हा बॉल त्याला ज्या व्हेलॉसिटीने प्रोजेक्ट केलाय त्या वेलॉसिटीच्या कॉम्पोनंटचा विचार करून प्रोजेक्टाईल मोशन मध्ये जशी मोशन होते ती सरळ म्हणजे ही मोशन प्रोजेक्टाईल मोशन होईल आणि बॉल खाली पडेल आणि इथून आगळून त्या बॅट्समन जवळ येईल. इथे समजा बॅट्समन आहे त्याचा इकडे येणार. त्याच्याऐवजी असं केलं की या बॉलला असं रोटेट करत 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 टाकलं, म्हणजे बॉलला असा रोटेट करत स्विंग करून सोडला किंवा स्पिन करून सोडून दिला. तर हा बॉल आहे थोडासा मोठा काढलाय आकाराने मी. आता हे काय, ह्या त्याच्या स्ट्रीम लाईन्स आहे. आता काय होतं, हा बॉल जेव्हा स्ट्रीमलाईनच्या दिशेमध्ये रोटेट होतोय, असा रोटेट होतो, तेव्हा या बॉलची इथली टँजेन्शियल वेलॉसिटी या दिशेत असेल आणि बॉटमला असलेली टँजेन्शियल वेलॉसिटी या दिशेत असेल. वर असलेली ही स्ट्रीमलाईन, ह्या स्ट्रीमलाईन्स आहेत, यांची वेलॉसिटी या दिशेत. मग आता काय होतं की याच्यामुळे याची वेलॉसिटी वाढते, तर हे होईल v प्लस व्ही टी. आणि याच्यामुळे म्हणजे हे तर हवा या दिशेत चाललेली आहे आणि टँजेन्शियल वेलॉसिटी या दिशेत चाललेली आहे, तर रिझल्टंट v मायनस बॉलवर ऍक्ट होणार v मायनस व्ही टी वेलॉसिटी असेल. वरल्या दिशेमध्ये ही वेलॉसिटी वरल्या दिशेतली म्हणजे इट इज द वेलॉसिटी ऍट द टॉप and this is the velocity at the bottom. आता velocity at the top is greater than velocity at the bottom, and because of that the pressure at the top is less than pressure at the bottom. टॉप वरलं प्रेशर कमी आहे आणि बॉटम मधलं प्रेशर जास्त आहे, म्हणजे हे प्रेशर जास्त आहे आणि हे प्रेशर कमी आहे. मग हे प्रेशर जास्त आहे आणि हे प्रेशर कमी आहे म्हणून एक्सपेक्टेडली जे बॉल इथे पडणार होता तर इथे येता येता तो वर उचलला जाईल आणि इथे पडण्याऐवजी ज्या वेळेत पडायला पाहिजे त्या वेळेत पडण्याऐवजी थोडासा तो वर उचलून थोडा लिफ्ट होईल आणि मग बॅट्समन बीट होईल. दिस इज the dynamic lift, and in this case this dynamic lift because of the spinning of a ball is called as the Magnus effect.